Right now your AI is trapped in a cage. It can write emails, it can send, it can analyze data, it can access, it can plan your day but has no idea what's on your calendar. Today we are breaking it out live on screen, and you will be able to do the same by the end of this video. I'm Nika, and for over 5 years I've been deploying AI in enterprise IT operations, working directly with top management at 50k employee corporation. And this protocol I'm about to show you has changed how I think about AI integration entirely. In the next 25 minutes, you will understand exactly what MCP is, why every major AI company is adopting it, and most importantly, you will watch me connect Claude to Google Calendar and then build an AI agent that sends me a weekly digest of the top AI news from my inbox. Both demos live from scratch. Let me show you what the AI integration landscape looks like without MCP. And I'm not pulling this from a white paper. I've lived this pain. Say you have 5 AI models and 20 tools. That's 100 custom integrations, each one written from scratch, each one maintained separately, each one breaks when an API updates. I spent 3 months in one role building and maintaining custom connectors between AI tools and internal systems. It was brutal, expensive, and every new tool means starting over. And it's not just the engineering cost, it's the organizational cost. Every team built their own connector. Nobody shares, nobody standardizes. You end up with 15 different ways to connect to the same database, and none of them work when someone goes on vacation. In November 2024, Anthropic released something that I think will be as important to AI as USB-C was to hardware. They called it MCP, Model Context Protocol. Remember when every phone had a different charger? Micro USB, Lightning, barrel jacks, house. USB-C fixed it. One cable, every device. MCP does exactly the same thing for AI. One protocol, every tool. And here, what makes this bigger than one company? Anthropic open sourced it. By March 2025, OpenAI adopted it for ChatGPT. Google DeepMind followed. This isn't Anthropic's protocol anymore. It's an industry standard. So, how does it work? Think of MCP as a translator. 3 pieces. The MCP client lives inside your AI tool. Claude, Desktop, Cursor, ChatGPT. This is the part that knows how to speak the protocol. The MCP service is a lightweight adapter that sits in front of a tool. Gmail, your database, Slack. It translates MCP requests into whatever that tool's API needs. And the protocol between them is JSON PRC 2.0. Simple, standard, battle-tested. Your AI says, get me calendar events for today. The client sends that as an MCP request. The server translates it into Google Calendar API call, gets the response and sends it back. You never see any of this. You just ask a question in English. MCP handles everything else. No code, no API keys in your prompts, no copy-pasting between apps. This is the line that makes mid-career professionals lean in. MCP servers can expose 3 types of capabilities. Understanding this is key to knowing what's actually possible. Tools. Actions AI can perform. Send emails, create Jira tickets, run SQL queries, post to Slack, manage files. These are verbs, things AI can do. In IT Ops, this is where it gets exciting. A monitoring alert fires at 3 AM. Instead of just notifying you, AI reads the alert, runs diagnostics, creates a Jira ticket with the full context, and posts a summary to your incident Slack channel, all through MCP tool calls. Resources. Data AI can read. Documents, configs, log files, database records, calendar events, dashboards. These are the nouns, things AI can access. This is the one that solves my AI stacks in 2024 problem. Resources let AI read your live systems, your calendar, your own books, your metrics dashboards, real time, not training data. And prompts, reusable templates. Pre-built workflows, diagnostic templates, automation chains. These are recipes, things AI can follow. Think of this as sales procedures. You type run health check And AI executes a full diagnostic template, checks CPU memory, disk, network, recent logs, open incidents, all through one command. We will see these concepts in action in Demo 2. Before we jump into the demos, let me show you the ecosystem, because MCP isn't a side project anymore. Every major AI player is on board. And on the server side, over 16,000 community-built MCP servers, Gmail, Slack, GitHub, Postgres, Google Drive, and growing daily. SDKs exist for TypeScript, Python, and Rust. What this means practically, whatever tool you use, there is probably an MCP server for it already. And if there isn't, building one is straightforward. But let's stop talking about it and actually do it. Alright, enough theory, let's break AI out of its cage. Demo 1, Google Calendar. This is the entire setup. We are telling Claude, here is an MCP server for Google Calendar. Here is how to reach it. That's it. Notice, I'm not writing any code. I'm not managing API keys. The MCP server handles authentication, token request, error handling, all of it. This is what I mean by you never touch the wiring. Prompt 1. What's on my calendar today? 5 minutes ago, Claude had zero access to my calendar. Now it's reading my actual schedule. Let's push it further. Prompt 2. Do I have any conflicts this week? Prompt 3. Find me a 30-minute slot for one-to-one with Sarah tomorrow afternoon. Prompt 4. Draft a meeting agenda for my 2 p.m. based on last week's notes. Demo 1 recap. From 0 to AI reads my live calendar is under 5 minutes. No code written, no API case managed, one JSON config change. This is the MCP promise, and we just saw it work. But this was the easy one. Demo 2 is where it gets really interesting. Calendar was cool but simple. Now let's build something I actually use every week. I subscribe to a bunch of AI newsletters. Every week I want the digest, what's happened in AI this week, ranked by importance in one clean summary. Instead of spending an hour reading 15 newsletters, I want AI to do it for me. Let's build it. Here is the same pattern as before. Add the server config, authenticate, done. Claude can now read my emails. So here is the prompt. Search my Gmail for AI newsletters from the past 7 days. Look for emails from, and I'm listing the emails. Claude is now searching through my actual inbox, not a simulation, not mock data. My real emails, live. Prompt. Now read through these newsletters. Extract the top 10 AI stories from this week. For each story, give me headline, one paragraph summary, why it matters for IT operations, and a significance score from 1 to 10. And watch what's happening here. Claude is using MCP tools to search emails, then MCP resources to read the content, then its own reasoning to analyze and rank, 3 capability types, 1 workflow. Prompt. Format this as a weekly digest report. Title: Technica AI Weekly. Group stories by category: models, research, tools, products, enterprise and industry, policy and safety. Include TLDR section at the top with the 3 biggest stories. Now I just did this manually. Typed the prompts, waited for responses, but this is where it gets powerful for enterprise. You can automate this entire flow. So every Monday at 8 a.m. the agent runs, searches last week's AI news in my inbox, reads everything, generates a digest, emails it to me or posts it to our team Slack channel. The whole thing runs on MCP. This is what I mean by practical AI, not theory, not a concept slide. A working agent that reads your email, analyzes content and produces a deliverable built in 10 minutes. Let's recap what we just built. An AI agent that connects to Gmail, searches for specific content, reads and comprehends multiple long-form emails, ranks stories by relevance, categorizes them, and outputs a professional digest, all through MCP. No custom API code, no middleware, no glue scripts. The protocol handled everything. Now, I need to be real with you about what happens if you ignore this. Your AI stays a chatbot, answering from a stale training data, no access to live systems. You become the manual bridge, copying, pasting, shuttling data between apps all day. Every integration is custom built, fragile, expensive, breaks on every API update. Your competitors move faster. MCP connected teams automate in minutes what takes you hours. This isn't hypothetical. I've seen teams at large enterprises spend 6 months building custom AI integrations that could be replaced by a single MCP config file. The gap between teams using MCP and teams not using it is widening every month. If you're an operations manager or IT lead, this is the technology to bring to your next planning meeting. The ROI case practically writes itself. Take the 40 hours your team spends monthly on manual data breaching and show how MCP eliminates it. If you want to start using MCP today, here is the fastest path. First, install. Download Claude Desktop, it's free, Cursor, or your preferred MCP client. Then connect at MCP service to a JSON config file. Start with one tool, calendar, email, or GitHub. And then use it. Ask a question. What's on my calendar? MCP handles the rest. Start with one connection, calendar or email, whatever you use daily. Once you feel the difference, you will add more. That's how it went for me. One server became 5. 5 became 20. If this video was useful, subscribe to Technica. I'm going deep on MCP in upcoming videos, connecting to databases, building enterprise agents, automating entire operation workflows. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And I've put together a free MCP setup guide, the Technica MCP guide. Link in the description. It covers everything we discussed today in a 2-page reference you can keep at your desk. And drop a comment. What tool do you want to connect to AI first? Calendar? Slack? Your database? I will cover the most requested one in the next video. Subscribe to Technica. We go deep.